Hello, welcome to Real Person Reviews. I'm Sam, and I'm a real person. And today I want to talk to you about Pokemon Rumble for the Pokemon Rumble World. Pokemon Rumble World for the Nintendo 3DS. Not to be confused with Pokemon Rumble or Pokemon Rumble Blast, which is also on the 3DS. No, this is Pokemon Rumble World. And I could do another take, but I'm a real person, and real people don't do two fucking takes, baby. So, yeah, it's a free to play game on the Nintendo 3DS, and I'm gonna tell you about it. I didn't finish it. I didn't 100% complete it because it's just too grindy. It takes too long, and I was just really sick of trying to just get everything for the sake of getting everything, and it's time to cut some of these games out. So I'm going to review it based on me spending a lot of time. I must have been playing it for at least a year at this point. So that's I think that's good enough to get a decent feel to tell you a bit about it. And there's going to be a written review you can check out before, after, or instead of this video review in the description if you want to check that out. Go ahead. Click that link. And that'll be there. So, here goes whatever. So Pokemon Rumble is a free-to-play, or as Nintendo likes to call it, a free-to-start game on the Nintendo 3DS eShop. Pokemon Rumble World. I keep forgetting to add World in there because I always just call it Pokemon Rumble, but there are multiple Pokemon Rumble games, which I didn't know about until looking into the game a bit later online and finding out, oh shit, there's like 4 or 5 games or something, I don't know, but I'm talking about this one on the 3DS, the free-to-play one, Pokemon Rumble World. Well, hopefully I remember to put that in the title, World. So what you do is you start off with some Pokemon, and you use the Pokemon. There's little toy representations of Pokemon, and you use them to go into these areas. Like every stage, I think, consists of multiple areas. Is how I would put it. So you go into a stage, and then you are put into this little battlefield, and you can move around freely, and you can use attacks with A and B depending on if you have attacks on them. And using all of the Pokemon type advantages as other Pokemon show up to fight you. So the wheel, the type effectiveness, wheel of weaknesses, whatever, like that is all there. And it uses dual typing too. So it's essentially fire is good against grass. But if you're fighting a grass water type, then it'll be neutral because it's good against one but not good against the other. But if it was like a grass and bug type, it would be twice as effective. And since it's already 2 times as effective or whatever, I think, because of that, then it's like it does that. I think there's also stab damage, I think, also. So like it has that rock, paper, scissors gameplay element you're used to in the Pokemon games put into here for fighting. And the same goes for Pokemon attacking you. There are also moves that can still do things like alter some of the stats, like attack and defense and hit ratio, that kind of thing, speed. And as you knock Pokemon out, they usually drop coins you can pick up. Sometimes they'll actually the Pokemon themselves will fall down onto the ground. You can pick them up, and they're now in your party, and you can use them whenever you want. And at the end of each area in the stage, then there's a little hole that you drop into and go to the next one. There's also sometimes barrels for you to open up. Sometimes you find potions in them. Usually there's just coins in them. Every once in a while you'll find a Mii character in there, and you'll be able to sometimes they're just kind of hanging out and they'll just give you something, but sometimes there'll be Pokemon attacking them. Usually, actually, there'll be Pokemon attacking them, and you'll have to save them by killing all the Pokemon that are around them, or making them faint, or whatever. And you'll go and fight them, and do that. And then once you save them, they'll usually give you either coins or Poké Diamonds, and then they'll, throughout the rest of the area, they'll throw little power-ups to you, like X attack, or X speed, X defense, or potions. which up your obvious stats. Those are pretty self-explanatory. Um, then at the end of each area, you'll have to fight a boss Pokemon, which is a huge Pokemon, usually much more powerful, and has kind of phases of its attacking. Every once in a while, it'll be invulnerable and cannot allow you to attack it. And also will infinitely spawn some other lesser Pokemon around you, usually just one type of Pokemon. And they'll just keep spawning those all around there to keep distracting you, these little minions. If you beat, if your Pokemon runs out of health, you lose. You can either spend the Poké Diamonds to keep going, or you can just take the loss and just leave with whatever you got. And if you win, then you get on this hot air balloon, come back to the main hub area. You can start doing things. And I guess I should explain a bit of the story there while I'm explaining that. The story is almost non-existent, but it's that you come to this place and the king of this land is like, I want you to help me do whatever, and then he just sends you on a bunch of quests, which are just things for you to do to get more Poké Diamonds. Usually completing those will allow you to get Poké Diamonds, whether it's going off and whether it's escorting someone or protecting someone or just fighting off a gauntlet of enemies. There's a few different types of missions, but usually there's only a few different types with variations on those as you go. There's also secondary objectives for you to complete. You'll get even more Poké Diamonds for completing those. And after you beat a request, you not only unlock the next request, if you're a high enough rank, but you'll also unlock hard mode for the previous one. And then you can do that to get some more Poké Diamonds. And you rank up by collecting Pokemon from going on the battles and the hot air balloons and going to the different areas and fighting them and capturing them. And ranking up not only allows you to do more quests, but also means that the Pokemon you find will be stronger, so they'll have higher stats. Every once in a while you'll unlock some other special stuff here and there. You use the Poké Diamonds to primarily unlock more hot air balloons so you can catch more Pokemon to rank up more and whatnot and just find them. And you use the Poké Coins largely for cosmetics that you can buy to customize your character. And a few upgrades, just they're passive, permanent upgrades to things like your attack and your speed, your defense, that sort of thing. You can also upgrade how many Pokemon you can carry along with you, because you only carry so many, and once you're full, you have to start saying goodbye to Pokemon, which turns them into coins, but you have to start saying, goodbye to them, leaving them. And you rank up not by how many Pokemon you catch, but how many different species of Pokemon you catch. So you can't just catch a bunch of Caterpie and be like, why isn't my rank going up? It has to be different species. Also, there's a few of these little buildings in the hub that will unlock as you go along as well. Things that allow you to get Mega Stones, so you can Mega Evolve and have more powerful Pokemon on the battlefield, or a building where you can start teaching different moves to your Pokemon and swap their moves, or teach them if they only have one move, you can teach them a different move that will take either coins or diamonds. You can also get some diamonds daily from doing a daily login thing and bringing me characters into there through the Street Pass feature. There's also Spot Pass, if your friends are by or something, then it'll be like, hey, I see, you were playing, so you can get them from doing that as well. And I'm sure there's more buildings later on that I never unlocked, but that's pretty much the basics of the gameplay. Is going in and fighting these with these simple controls, getting Poké Diamonds, and getting balloons and unlocking quests. And presumably, once you finish all of the requests, you beat the game. Once you get all the Pokemon in the game, done all the hard mode missions and everything, you've 100% completed it, and that will be it. But I didn't get there, and I don't have the patience or desire to get all the way there because I'm a real person, and it happens sometimes. I don't want to be too negative right away on that. I don't want to have too bad of a skew, I guess, on the negativity there, because there are some things that are nice about it. The game is free. You can do quite a bit in it, especially later on when you start getting more and more balloons. There's more and more you can do each day whenever you go in and check it out. sometimes it can take you a while if you just keep cycling through all the balloons. And I really like that they include all the type advantages, type effectiveness, I guess, where it's like they have the dual typing and the type effectiveness in there. Some of them like to simplify that and change it. The only real changes to it are that there's no type immunities now. So like normal doesn't affect ghost type, but like you can't have a move that does nothing, so it just is not very effective. That's kind of the compromise they made. And it's I don't know. It's a nice way to spend some time, especially when like I first had like my 3DS and I didn't have any games. To kind of mess around on that a bit. It can be kind of fun for a bit to get these different Pokemon and whatnot. Has that collection aspect that I guess you fans of Pokemon will understand, I suppose. It's fine, but it has just so many problems with it. Largely, the biggest problem here is that Pokemon Rumble World is just kind of a circular game. You go into these levels and fight Pokemon so you can get, like... You're doing this so you can catch more Pokemon there so that you can rank up, so that you can do more quests, so that you can get more diamonds, and then spend those diamonds on getting more hot air balloons so you can keep getting more Pokemon to unlock more quests over and over and over again. You're getting coins so you can get stronger stats, so it's easier for you to complete quests and take out Pokemon so you can keep getting more balloons, getting more Pokemon, getting more quests, ranking up, and you're just going through those motions over and over and over again, and not enough changes. And by the time you've played it for maybe a few weeks, you're like, okay, I get it, I'm bored. And the only reason to spend money on the game would be to get diamonds faster, and that's not really a good reason to. The better solution would be to just stop playing the game that's not really that fun anymore. So I imagine that if Pokemon Rumble Blast is basically this, but without that slowing down of everything, then I guess it should work pretty well, and it might be better. But I haven't played it. I can't really say. That's just me going off of what I'm just being. If it's like that, it would be that way, I guess is all I'm getting at. If it is that way, also, I'm not interested to play it because I'm afraid it's going to be that, and I'm still not going to have that much fun with it because it's just going to be more manageable. It's just going to be just as boring without the extra waiting on top of it, I suppose. And very quickly, I just found myself really not caring about going through the cycle of chores anymore, and that's sort of a bad thing when I'm just kind of hoping it finishes already. Basically, Pokemon Rumble World is not very good. It's just not very good. It's a fine game to waste some time on when you don't have any other games for your 3DS, when you're new to it, and there's no reason really not to try it out if you're looking for stuff to kill some time still, especially if you just got a 3DS and you want some free stuff to play. But I think this is really only going to appeal much to those people or people who are really big Pokemon fans. And it's for most other people, it's just going to be boring. It's going to be repetitive and boring, and it's going to feel like a weird circular chore that goes nowhere. And the story stuff they try to kind of slap on top of it doesn't do anything for me, anyways. It's pretty much just there as a framework, so it's not just, hey, do these things because you're bored. And I guess that's better than nothing, but at this point, I don't know. I don't know. I guess I just have too many other games to play that I can't waste time on this one anymore. So if you're the kind of person who has a backlog anyway, don't bother putting time into this thing because it's just going to make you feel like you're wasting more time that could be spent finishing your backlog.